Alright, so I'm not sure if this is going to actually make the final cut. I'm going to talk to Father about this and see what happens. People have been inquiring as to why I'm still doing Institute stuff, and I think I've said this before, but it's purely because I want to get the most out of this possible. And so I wanted to see, like, how far I can go with different quest lines until I have to make a decision on who I want to go with. Obviously, I just destroyed the Brotherhood. So I'm going to talk to him and see what the deal is. If this is, like, some sort of situation where I have to draw the line, then, and, like, this is initiating me into siding with the Institute, then I'll just reload, and you won't be seeing this in that case, but, yeah.
Ah, there you are. You've met with the Directorate. I assume they made their intentions known? It was difficult for them to reach the decision to engage in open hostility. What about you? You agree with their decision?
How long has this been coming? When did they decide on this course of action?
The arrival of the Brotherhood's airship was the final straw, really. There's just too much at stake. You can't afford to lose it all.
You know, Father, it's no secret that you worked with the Railroad in order to first reach the Institute.
The depth of your involvement with them has been called into question repeatedly. I'm sure you can guess by whom. The question is, where do you stand with them now? Do you count them amongst your allies?
They mean nothing to me. Never have.
I'll admit, I'm relieved to hear that. Then I certainly hope I can count on you for what needs to be done. Because these fanatics cannot be allowed to continue to exist. They represent a very clear threat to the Institute. Small as they are in number, their twisted ideology ensures that they will never stop trying to strike at us. They must be eradicated. Are you willing to see to it?
How do you want me to handle it?
The details of the operation are up to you. I think I prefer not knowing them. What's important is that you come back safely. Remember that I would not ask this of you were it not so important. Good luck.
Fuck. Alright. So this is where it all comes to a head, then.
I thought by calling Red Glare I'd lose more good people. Comrades, thank you for keeping them, and yourself, safe.
Is the church safe now?
With the Pridwin destroyed, the Brotherhood survivors will leave the Commonwealth, on foot. But we're not out of the woods yet. If the Brotherhood managed to find us, you can bet your ass the SRB is not far behind. We've run out of time. Our next step is to attack the Institute.
Once I get in, what's the plan?
Go back inside the Institute and secure the relay. The instant you do, the Institute and the SRB will mobilize. So teleport us in quickly. We join forces with Z-114 and the rebel synths. Then together we fight our way to the fusion reactor.
What about rescuing the synths?
That's not your job. We've got people assigned to maintain control of the relay room and teleport synths out non-stop. We need our best people doing the tricky part of the operation. So that means you. We'll be waiting.
Desdemona.
Get to the Institute and make contact with Z1 as quickly as possible.
So I'm not gonna warn her of the whole, like... Okay, whatever. I guess I'll just not do that then. Alright, the one thing I'm kind of concerned about is the aftermath of it. Like, am I gonna have to kill my son in all this? Because that's... I don't know, dude. That's pretty messed up. I don't know if I co-sign on that, you know?
Greetings, sir.
Wow.
From what I
A
hear,
lot more
that
of 'em.
rogue scent at Libertalia was a real menace. Glad it's back where it belongs.
We will fight for our freedom, and we will win.
Wait, what the
Sounds
fuck?
like those raiders at Libertalia were quite a handful.
I've been looking for you.
Is it time? Once we act, we have committed. There will be no going back.
Is everything ready here?
Yes. Shall we proceed?
I guess this is it. Let's
Everything's
go.
ready. It's time.
Good. We'll need to clear this room before I can do more.
So I gotta kill him?
All systems nominal.
Kill everyone in the relay control room. I'm sorry.
Is someone present? Sustaining.
Where are they? Sorry.
All right. Please give me a few moments.
I'm not feeling good about myself. I don't know. That's the thing about Fallout, is that they make you kind of see all sides of something before you have to kill people that you used to be friends with. Although those weren't really friends. More so just in reflection of the Brotherhood thing. And also what's going to have to happen here. I'm probably going to have to kill my son. And I don't know if I like that from a writing standpoint. It just seems really cutthroat.
You did it. There's no turning back now. If they're not already onto us, they will be within seconds.
It's time to free the synths.
In this single hour, we could rescue more synths than we have in our entire history. Make every moment count. But first, take this. It's a fusion pulse charge. Tinker Tom's rigged it to take out the reactor and anything else within a few hundred yards of it. We get you down there, you plant it, and we run like hell. When we get to a safe distance, we detonate it remotely. Then the whole Institute goes up like a candle, and the synths stay free. Forever. This is the moment where we make history. Tom, I need you to get that relay working as fast as humanly possible. You'll need to pull us out once we're done with the reactor, and send out anyone that's unarmed. Institute personnel included.
You got it, boss.
All right, let's move.
Alright, let's go.
Is this really it? I somehow thought the technology here would be more impressive.
It is up further to the top. What's this do?
I'm through.
Alright, let's deactivate these bitches.
Looking for something useful in that thing.
Hey.
Did that do anything for me?
Actuator damaged.
Keep him off me!
Stand together and we won't fall.
Yeah, good luck with that. Okay.
Sensor critically damaged.
They're all over me!
Actuator damaged.
Keep going!
Sorry. Ooh, this is kind of poetic.
We can win.
Assessment U+9.
Oh, those are turrets? Yeah, I didn't think that would work. Hi there.
Systems offline.
There we are. Oh, hello there. What? Are you fucking serious? Two, like, point-blank headshots, neither connect. Really?
Following instant.
Okay, this will turn down the turrets again.
There we go.
Going down.
Okay. Oh, alright, I was thinking that was gonna... Never mind. Activate prototype sequence. I don't know what that just did. Probably nothing good. Oh, shit. Oh, okay, it's working for me. Really? Ah, that is not very good. Oh shit. Okay, now that thing's attacking me. Hi. No, that last one didn't do anything.
Damn! I think this just be over.
It's almost over. Calm down. Uh-huh. Alright, we'll go in there in a second. I don't see why I'm gonna need that.
Let's get to that reactor.
Man. What is this, probably like part 50? Something like that? This has been a long series, man. If only I had my power armor. It would probably be in really bad shape right now, actually. But I guess that's kind of the point of using it, is for situations like this. Okay. Oh, this is like actual bioscience. Alright. Hi. Ooh. That's not pretty.
Movement detected. Curious.
We got company.
Shit.
It's over. For now.
Are, like, any of you helping me? It feels like I'm the only one firing shots right now.
Hostile sensor reading detected.
Oh, my God.
Systems offline.
Oh, please don't tell me the gorillas attack me. That's not going to be a pleasant experience.
Things out there.
Okay, who's first?
Please control... Oh, shit. The gorillas are attacking. This is going to be not good.
I am under attack.
Ooh, fuck me. Okay. Come on, get the head. Synthetic gorillas. Brilliant. Oh, hi. Sorry. I really didn't need to do that. Oh, that one's already gone. Ah, they're running away.
Statistically speaking,
There's no good reason to attack them. Fucking... Come on now. I'm not, like, it feels like they're just going through it. Alright, whatever. Anyway. Let's keep going.
Engaging target.
Let's do this.
Oh. Okay, so the coursers...
How's it still get kicked by a girl?
Fuck. Oh, shit. Hi. Jesus Christ.
Here, I saved this for you.
Really didn't seem like that was doing much for me for some reason. Okay. Holy shit, there's a lot more. Doesn't seem like that did much.
That's Commonwealth justice for you.
Hello? Hello? If you can hear me, I got the floor plan. Advanced Systems Lab. That's where the reactor is, and where you gotta go. But the doors are locked, and I can't override from here. That command has to come from the director's personal terminal. You understand? You've got to do that part yourself.
Use the terminal to override Institute lockdown. Oh, I gotta go back up.
Get every one of our people out if they can. If a human isn't actively hostile, direct them to the relay room. The less violence, the better.
Yeah. Yeah, now I feel really bad. Yeah, because I didn't realize that I was attacking, like, scientists that were running away. I thought they were going to shoot me or something, but they were just terrified. So I feel really bad about that. I didn't kill too many of them, though. A little bit further upstairs. Father's gonna confront me. You know he is.
I didn't expect to see you again. You had me fooled. I really believed you were on our side.
I'm sorry it's come to this, Sean.
You're sorry. You can't be that sorry if you're here going through with it. It's not enough that I lay here dying. Now you plan on what? Destroying everything? Tell me then. Under what righteous pretense have you justified this atrocity?
All the enemies you've created? You can't imagine why I'd be standing here?
Perhaps I didn't think to count you among them. Well, none of it matters now, I suppose. You'll accomplish your task and ruin humanity's best hope for the future. The only question left then is why you're standing here. Is it regret? Or did you just come to gloat?
Sean, if you help me, fewer people will die. Will you?
Why would I ever consider helping you?
Help me, and we can try and minimize the casualties in all this. You want your people to survive, don't you?
Very well. The terminal behind me. Enter access code 9003. That will disable some of the synths. Now go. Just leave me.
This is tough. This is really tough. Alright, synth shutdown. Engage evacuation protocol.
Evacuation order issued. Authorization 1YR31.
Hell yeah! Access granted. Now you should be able to reach the reactor. Scents are pouring through up here, but we won't leave without you. Don't worry.
Son.
All our work laid to waste. There's nothing more to say.
Sean, I'm sorry that it's come to this.
It's too late to be sorry.
Sean.
Just get out. There's nothing more to say.
Are you in any pain?
Yes, of course. But that will end soon enough, won't it? All thanks to you.
I will give the writers from Bethesda credit. This is how I would anticipate this to go. Not like, oh, I understand and I'll help you now and all that shit. Like that's ridiculous. Them doing this is a lot more realistic in my opinion, and I respect it more. Even if it kind of hurts to have done it.
You must be terminated.
Oh, we still got some though.
Primary sensor critically damaged.
Destruction of fellow synth verified. Mid-wound.
Damn it. Is it just me or, like, I mean, it really feels like I'm hitting them sometimes and it's just not registering.
Combat initiated.
Oh, you got a courser. Good luck with that one. There. Okay, let's do it.
I order you must. Determined.
Wait, no. God damn it, lady, get out of the way. There. Is he gonna... Oh, you're gonna punch me? Sorry, then. She seems genuinely terrified, though. Let's get her out of here. It's alright, no, just go.
How's it feel getting your arse kicked by a girl?
Alright, whatever. Anyway. Alright, I guess I could just... I mean, they were saying earlier to direct any, like, non-violent scientists to safe room or something, but I guess it's not working. Whatever.
Let's get to that reactor.
Oh, shit.
Let's do this.
Damn it.
Hello?
Movement detected. Curious.
Oh, terminal.
I'm through.
There. That was easy. Radiation levels. Exercise caution when entering reaction chamber. activate radiation purge system.
Thing pour you a drink, and I'll be impressed.
I don't know what that does. Oh, does it kill all the synths inside?
Okay, this is it. Plant the pulse charge. We'll cover you while you attach it.
Oh, okay. Alright, there's a ton of synths over there, though.
Sensors indicating concealed organic life
Hostile
form.
sensor reading detected.
I knew you'd Something's good.
Oh, you're special. Oh, shit. Whoa. There we go. That makes things easier. Holy shit. When did you get that? How is that happening? What? There. Is he still firing now that he's dead? My god. Ow. Oh. Holy shit, that was close.
Berlin actuator shutting down.
There.
Terminating with extreme prejudice.
Gotta use you to scrape the mud off the boots.
I don't think that's gonna work. Nah. Oh well. Not too big of a deal.
Let's get to that reactor.
Just get inside then?
Let's get to that reactor.
Okay, let me go ahead and put on my regular hazmat suit. Can I just go in? Oh. Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
Let's get the hell out of here. Tom!
Alright, let's...
Tom, can you hear me? We're done down here. Pull us back.
I'm gonna pull my regular clothes back on.
Back up.
What about me? What the... Oh, there we go.
We're all done, Tom. Let's get out of here while we can.
I'm with you, boss, but this kid... He says he's Bullseye's son.
Ah, fuck.
Please, Dad, don't leave me here. I want to go with you.
Why did you call me Dad?
What? You're my father. Why else would I call you that?
Right, of course I'm your father.
Good. For a second, I thought you forgot who I was. Now let's hurry up and get out of here.
All right, you can come with me.
Really? Do you mean it?
Yes, I mean it. Now let's get out of here.
I'm glad you were here to save me.
I feel like he might be manipulating me, but I'm gonna let it happen because it makes me feel a little bit less bad about this.
I'll get all this tech stuff figured out. You just take care of the reactor.
I did. Wait, hold up. What's the current assignment? Speak to Sean, speak to Tinker Tom. All right.
All right, Tom. Fire it up.
You got it. Okay, you set right. Okay, we're ready to get out of here.
You sure you know what you're doing? This thing isn't gonna zap me into space or vaporize me or anything, is it?
Yep, great reassurance. Thank you.
Let's get out of here.
All personnel. Evacuation order issued. Authorization 1YR31. Please proceed to your assigned evacuation points. Thank you for your cooperation.
I never thought I'd be saying this, but I really need your help.
Really? Are you fucking kidding me? Right now? Okay, we're back. Had a little brief intermission with Kate right there. Picked the perfect time to have her little personal problems. Whatever. Anyway. Where's the kid? Where's Sean?
This is the first time my people taste freedom.
Right. Fuck it. I feel like we just killed a lot of people. Like a lot.
I can feel it wash over me. The heat, the force, the radiation, the fear. It's the end of the world all over again. I close my eyes. I see my life before all of this. Before the bombs. Everything can change in an instant, and the future you plan for yourself shifts, whether or not you're ready. At some point, it happens to all of us. This wasn't the world I wanted, but it was the one I found myself in. The Commonwealth. My home. Ripped apart and put back together. I hoped I could find my family, cheat time, make us whole again. The way we were. But now I know. I know I can't go back. I know the world has changed. That the road ahead will be hard. This time, I'm ready. Because I know war. War never changes.
Okay, that's... Fuck.
Desdemona.
And so, the mighty have fallen. Dozens of years, countless sacrifices. It all paid off, thanks to you. Deacon says this was his plan all along.
With the Institute gone, what happens to the railroad?
In days gone by, when us old-timers waxed rhapsodic about life without the Institute, we recognized our work wouldn't end immediately. Hate runs deep in the Commonwealth, deeper than the soil. To them, synths are the living embodiment of the Institute's oppression. I'd understand if you want a much-needed vacation. But are you up for the next mission, Bullseye?
Even after all we've done, the Commonwealth hates us?
Little minds cling to their petty prejudices, no matter what the evidence says. And in this case, can you blame them? It wasn't great armies or superior technology that rid the world of this menace. We'll tell our story. But in the end, who's going to believe us?
I was born ready.
I'd expect nothing less. Our safe houses will be bursting with synths, seeking a better life outside the Commonwealth. Not everyone in the Institute died. We'd be foolish to think there won't be retaliation. Come back to the HQ and lead the last of our people to freedom.
You. All of you.
We've rescued enough of your people over the years. You don't have to say anything.
You will protect them. Are we safe?
Just because you're out of the Institute doesn't mean you're safe. Or the Railroad's job is over. There's a lot of work ahead of us. But together, we'll get there.
This is the first.
Okay.
My people taste freedom.
My whole life, I've been holding my breath. Now I can breathe.
Alright, hold up a sec. How much did I just destroy? Huh, maybe not that much. Okay, so what's the deal now?
Desdemona.
My whole life, I've been holding my breath. Now I can breathe.
Alright. Hey, kid.
Sometimes I feel like people look at me for way too long. I don't like it.
Hey, Sean.
Dad, I was so worried. I thought I'd never see you again. Is it true? Did you really blow up the Institute? Why would you do that?
They were dangerous, Sean. To everyone in the Commonwealth.
Yeah, that's what Tom told me. As long as you don't leave me, it'll be okay. You're not gonna leave me, right?
Don't worry, kiddo. I'm here for you.
Okay. Oh, before I forget, Father, he told me to give this to you. I didn't listen to it, so I don't know what it says. But I think it's important.
Sean, do you want to get out of here? Go live somewhere else with me?
Oh. Yeah, let's take you back to Sanctuary.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go ahead and listen to that holotape. Actually, first, let's talk to Des.
Good. You're here. With the Institute out of the picture, we're secretly securing key locations to speed up transporting synths out of the Commonwealth. We gotta take this slow and steady, so once they're out, they're safe for the rest of their lives.
Do they have to leave the Commonwealth?
We highly encourage it. In the capital Wasteland or elsewhere, the chance of discovery is minimal. And even if they're identified as a synth, most people wouldn't care. But ultimately, the choice is theirs. Pam or Carrington undoubtedly could use your help. No rest for the wicked.
Desdemona.
All the sacrifices, the fallen...
The Commonwealth owes
paid
us
off in the
big
end.
time.
Okay, Carrington.
Hey, Carrington.
What you accomplished. What we accomplished. Well, sadly though, our work isn't done. Despite Tom's best efforts, we simply transported too many people out of the Institute too quickly. A sizable number of synths and other refugees were teleported near randomly. These poor, disoriented souls make easy targets for bigots and others. Hopefully you can find time from resting on your laurels to help a synth that's been captured.
Rescuing synths is what I do.
I figured you'd say something like that. Once you liberate the synth, give them this care package. It'll direct them to Bunker Hill for processing. They may wind up at your Mercer safe house. That's the only safe house that isn't well past maximum capacity. Good luck.
Alright. Well,
You know
that's
that
something I
bird
think I'll
from
do in my
Redwood?
own time.
Well, Tom and the boys fueled it up, and it's ready for you. Just throw this, and it'll pick you up. Tom will start stocking signal grenades, too.
Cool.
I can't believe those synth haters still have it in for us. We saved all of their
Bye.
asses.
Want me back on deck, huh? I gotta admit, things have been pretty quiet without you.
Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and listen to that holotape. I have a feeling this is going to have some feels in it, but you never know. Jesus Christ, this is ridiculous.
If you are hearing this, then whatever conflicts you and I have endured are over. I have no reason to believe that you'll honor the request I'm about to make. But I feel compelled to try anyway. This synth, this deserves more. He has been reprogrammed to believe he is your son. It is my hope that you will take him with you. I would only ask that you give him a chance. A chance to be part of whatever future awaits the Commonwealth.
Alright. That can be done. Well, I think there's one more thing to do. Something that I should probably update and take care of.
I can't believe it. They're gone. The Institute's gone. Do you know what this means?
Cambridge has one hell of a new pothole?
I suppose it does, but... oh, more than that. It means no more kidnappings. No more sleepless nights, terrified your neighbors plotting against you. No more fear. Thanks to you, we don't have to be afraid anymore.
They don't have to be afraid thanks to us. I never could have done this by myself.
True. But the Institute was around for a long time before you got here. Not anymore. Welcome to day one of the new Commonwealth.
Hey.
I got something for you.
Help yourself.
I don't know. This feels like a good way to cap things off. A happy ending, I suppose. There you go. Yeah. Alright, so I guess there's no credits to this whole thing. I'm gonna go on the front page and see if there is like something like that, so I can have some sort of background to my thoughts on this game. So I'll check out and yeah, see you after this transition. Alright, so that was the end to Fallout 4, and holy shit, that was really bad for a second. Okay. Where do I get started on this game? Well, first of all, thank you to everybody who's been following me throughout. We're probably somewhere around part 50, maybe a little bit before, maybe a little bit after. I'm not entirely sure yet. What I do know is that there are a good amount of you that stuck with it throughout, and there have been times where I felt like it wasn't as entertaining as I could have been, so I appreciate those of you who are loyal and stuck with it regardless. It's been about a 2-month effort, roughly, and it's very similar to the length of time it took to finish Dragon Age Inquisition this time last year. So, to the game itself, there's a lot of things that I feel about this game that I felt about other Fallout games, right? It's a Fallout game at the end of the day. Granted, it's not the same thing, it's less RPG and a little bit more action-esque than the others, but at the end of the day, it's still a Fallout game, and it's fun like any Fallout game is. You know, it has the looting, and it has the characters, and the interactivity, and the decisions, and all that sort of stuff, the dialogue options, and so that stuff is very engaging and fun and interesting, and what I think that this game did better than the others was this, sort of, like, almost cinematic, sort of feeling to it on occasion. I mentioned that way early on, like when I first came into Diamond City, and there was that whole thing with Piper, her introduction. That was like one of the most well-produced character introductions in all of Fallout, because it felt like there was legitimate production behind it. It felt, I don't know, it just felt like there was more to it than any other Fallout game, and it was a great way to introduce how, like, the new tone to this one in comparison to the previous ones. Now, that having been said, I'm talking about the polish and sort of the graphical updates and the feeling of the game, but you have to question whether or not that's almost at the expense of the RPG elements. This game is definitely not nearly as personalized as previous games were. It doesn't feel nearly as, I guess you would say, based on your decisions. You know, there's, like, obviously the skill points are gone, for example, and there is obviously the skill tree, but, I don't know, it just seems like it's a lot more mainstream now, and, that's definitely not a problem, I don't think, but I will say that, in my personal preference, I prefer the previous Fallout games. I felt like they had more attitude and more style to them that made them feel different from everything else. Whereas this one, they add all of these elements, they take away RPG elements, they add like these action game sort of elements, they change the dialogue system to match almost that of like Mass Effect even, and because of that, it feels like it's more like every other game on the market, if that makes sense. And I'm almost kind of criticizing it for improving in a lot of ways. Obviously not taking away from the RPG aspect, but making the game look better, making the game feel better in terms of how it plays, the fluidity of everything, you know, the gameplay itself, the combat. All of it feels a lot easier to play. So in that sense, you'd think that I wouldn't be complaining about that, and it's kind of ridiculous that I am. It's really almost crazy, I would gesture. But it really honestly felt like the other games had its own sort of style. It separated itself from other mainstream AAA titles because of its lack of polish. It just felt different from everything else. It just gave it personality. And I'm definitely not saying that all of it's wrong. I just felt like just the way that the game's set up, the interface, the UI, whatever you want to call it, is a big indicator of that. But that's just me. That's just my personal thing. I look back very fondly on New Vegas in 3. I look at this game and I like it too, just for different reasons. But in terms of like how this game is going to be graded as a Fallout game, just specifically as a Fallout game, it's without a doubt in my mind the worst of any Fallout game I've played. As a game just on its own, if you don't compare it to the other ones and you just put it in its own category as its own style, I think it's really good. I really very much enjoyed it. But I still would argue that I wasn't as engaged as the prior ones. And it's really hard to judge this based off of its own merit and not compare it to previous installments. That's just my opinion on the whole thing. Now, going back to the dialogue for a second, I thought that was one of its weakest points in the game. I'm totally okay with the concept of adding a voice actor to the game. That wasn't a problem to me, at least at first. But the more I played it, I kind of look at that, plus the like A, B, or A, B, X, Y sort of dialogue system, and it seems tailor-made to like moral choices and options like that, very similar to Mass Effect. One of the things that really bugged me about Mass Effect, even though it's my favorite franchise of all time, is that every single time you try to make a decision, it like almost feels as though you're making the good guy choice or the bad guy choice. In Mass Effect, it did that all the time. It just, like, the placement of the choice, whether it be on the right, the left, the bottom, or the top, it gave a connotation to it, and that made it feel very limiting. It made me feel like it wasn't as organic or natural. What I loved about Fallout in the previous games was that it was a drop-down sort of thing. It was just, you just keep going down, you'd go down on the D-pad or on your keyboard, and you just pick out the ones you want to choose. There was no connotation to each one. It was just, choose this one, choose that one, whatever you want to ask, whatever you want to inquire about, whatever you want to say, that is your decision, and we're not going to make you feel bad for it. Whereas this game, it's like, the B is the bad guy answer, the A is the good guy answer, X is the sort of sarcastic answer, and then Y is the inquisitive answer. Pretty much every single time, it's the exact same thing. And it just makes it feel less human because of that. It makes it feel more categorized. And I don't want to say synthetic. That's not the right way of saying it. But just I don't know. Just, I've already said it. Less natural. It just feels less natural because of that, and it makes me feel like it's a video game as opposed to just me talking to people. And I don't know. And then adding in the voice actor to it, the voice actor, no matter what they do, is always going to put in their own sort of emotion into it. So if, like, you put an answer in, and then your character says it all shitty, but you didn't mean it like that, then you're just like, oh, great, okay, so, like, this was a bad guy answer, and I didn't even realize it until my character started talking like that. it's just something that's very limiting, and it kind of bugs me a little bit. I wish that they didn't do that, and honestly, even though at first I was very excited about it, I was like, this is really cool. It feels like all of this polish is a really neat thing that Bethesda's doing, and I love that they're adding so much production quality to their game. In retrospect, looking back at it, in hindsight, I actually kind of wish they didn't do those things, which is crazy to me. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I really wish they didn't. I wish that it was more gritty. I wish it felt like the other games. But at the same time, I say that, nobody would be really heralding this game as like the next step in Fallout. It would just be like a Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 3 in a new skin. So it's almost like a no-win situation. People are going to be pissed no matter what. And I'm not like pissed or anything. It's just things that I kind of wish, as I look back at it, they hadn't done. But I'm not like cursing them for doing it or anything like that. It's just something I'm almost saying that I'm wrong, or I was wrong about. At least for my preference. I was wanting these things, and now I'm kind of saying that, no, actually, I didn't want them. I thought I wanted them, but I didn't. Now, the last thing to say, and I know I'm just shitting all over this game, and I really, like, all the good things I have to say about it are things you've heard from everyone about any Fallout game. All the good things about this game are good about other Fallout games. Honestly, that's really the truth. I maybe adding in, sort of some of the companion quests, I thought those were cool. But overall, I mean, the graphics look way better. Everybody's saying that, like, it looks like Fallout 3. It's just fucking ridiculous. Just look at a comparison of the two. You sound like an idiot when you say something like that. It doesn't look like Fallout 3. That's nonsensical. But other than that, there's really not very much I can think of that I really loved in comparison to the other games. It's just different. Most of the things that I'm pointing out that I don't like are really just new things about this game, except for this one. This one is a big one, too. It's a really big one. And it's a problem I had with Fallout 3. And that's why New Vegas is my favorite. Fallout 4, for its giant map, and for... This is ridiculous. For, like, the 50-part series that I've done... God, gear up for it. It feels empty. I know. I can't believe I'm saying that. But I almost want to argue that this gigantic map they created makes the sandbox feel like it doesn't have a lot of sand. You know? It just, when I'm going from place to place, I don't feel like there's just this chance that I could stumble across something. Like, it didn't feel that way very much. And you know, every once in a while when you would stumble across it, the quests would be very, very limited. They wouldn't have a lot to them. And that's something about New Vegas that I loved, was that Obsidian, who were the developers of New Vegas, it felt as though at any given moment you could just stumble onto like this very massive quest. And the thing about New Vegas is was that it was kind of almost linear in a sense at the very beginning, because it introduced you to this one town, and it would lead you up this road, and you were basically going on a highway and coming across landmarks as it were. And then probably about 3 or 4 hours into it, you can start to deviate once you've built up your leveling a little bit. But I kind of enjoyed that, and that's a personal preference, but I kind of enjoyed how they sort of just guided you through the world at the beginning, didn't make you feel totally overwhelmed. And as you're doing this, like, it's just bam, 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 constantly seeing new quests, constantly seeing new things to do, and they're all, you know, completely tailored for your current leveling. And then eventually, you know, once you're leveled up enough, it allows you the freedom to kind of start doing other things that aren't necessarily following the same path. But really, honestly, as I look back at New Vegas, I never... like, it just felt more full. The world felt more vibrant and real and live, because every single step I took, it felt as though there was something there. Everywhere. Every single landmark seemed to have a purpose, whereas in this game, as well as 3, that isn't really the case. At least it doesn't feel like it, or at least looking back on it, it doesn't feel like it. I remember in 3, because I played this game earlier in the summer, I guess of last year now, I was going through, and it's just like half the stuff doesn't have anything to it. It's like all these subways, it's just a bunch of ghouls, you pick up a little bit of loot, and then you leave, and that's it. And there's a ton of places like that, and And I get why it's the case. I really do. They're busy making this gigantic world and all these these solid graphics, and they're busy setting up the system and the settlements, and just doing all these things, and it makes it to where it's like, I mean, they filled up with a good amount of stuff to do, but definitely not to the level where it felt like New Vegas or Skyrim even. Skyrim felt very full to me, as I recall it. And I only play the most recent time I played that was back in summer of 2014, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that a big reason why I felt like New Vegas felt more alive and like it had more things to do was simply because Obsidian was taking the assets from Fallout 3, and they just already had all the assets, and so they were just placing them in different places, maybe added a little bit to it, but most of what they were doing was writing out storylines and quests and ideas and implementing them into the system, and that's A, why it took less time to make, and B, why or at least I think why it felt more like it had more to it. This isn't me complaining about Bethesda and saying, oh, they didn't do enough. Clearly not. I made a 50-part series, but part of me wants to say maybe it's because they're having to start from scratch, and so that makes it to where they can't do that stuff, and looking back at Obsidian, it's like I'm almost being spoiled by New Vegas. But also another part of me wants to wonder, or kind of wonders, is the map just too big? And that's another thing. It's just like, it gets to a point where in technology, like, you're almost kind of screwing yourself by doing something like this, because the map is gigantic, and because of that, the amount of stuff to do feels smaller in comparison, even though there's still a lot to do no matter what. I don't know. It's just like a little hang-up I'm thinking about, and just wondering if that is like a viable criticism, or not even a criticism per se, but just even an observation. I'm not sure. What I will say is that no matter what, I enjoyed this game. I don't want anybody misunderstanding that. Like, if I had to go in between, like, what number, I would say it was probably like in the 8s for me. I thought it was really good. I wouldn't say it was my game of the year. Actually, I definitely wouldn't say it was my game of the year. It was probably my top 5, but not my game of the year. Really liked it. Thought it was really good. A solid game. Didn't take very many chances. It improved on some things, but it pretty much stayed true to form as a Fallout game. It took some things away, added a few things, but nothing was really all that drastic. And because of that, I don't think this game is ever going to truly stand out in the Fallout universe. It's just going to be another game that had some good things about it and had some not so good things about it. Now, I really haven't talked about the story whatsoever. I will say that I felt like the companions in this game were probably the strongest group of companions that I've experienced in a Fallout game. 3, I really don't remember all that many, just being completely honest. New Vegas had a couple of interesting ones. I liked Boone. I thought he was good. I'm definitely missing, like, I honestly, I can hardly remember any of the companions from either game, so even commenting on it's kind of unfair. But yeah, just no matter what, I thought that they had a lot of really cool ones. I loved Nick Valentine. I thought he was really cool. Piper is fucking awesome. She's really awesome. Kate's okay. I don't mind her, that's for sure. I remember Strong, good God. He's probably... I hated Strong. I'm just going to be honest. And that's mostly, I guess, to do with his AI in particular. He was constantly getting in the way and not doing anything. He was just useless. I don't know, he bugged me. But overall, I loved the set of companions that were in this game, and thought it was really cool what they did. And one of the things I really want to comment on, something I think is a stronger element to Bethesda's writing, is that they always kind of set you up for this feeling of betrayal. You know, I knew it was always coming. I always knew it was coming. Just from experience of previous games. But I was always dreading that moment where I had to make the decision. Because I knew that at some point I was going to see the Institute, and I knew that I was going to see, like, at least to an extent, see their side of it. And I did. I ended up seeing their side to some point, and really adding the son to the mix as like the leader of like the worst group in the game was really, that one really gets you, you know, and that was a really good call, and I think that was really neat. And I love that he didn't forgive me. I really love that. I appreciate that they did that, because it would have been really easy to try to make you feel all good about yourself at the end. But no, yeah, you betrayed your son, you screwed him over, you lied to him, you swindled him, and he's dying. You killed him. Fuck, I mean, I'm kind of realizing this. You set off basically what is a nuclear bomb in the Institute and killed everyone, including your son. Yeah, sure, you have the synthetic kid, but your actual son, the baby that was taken from you, the entire point of the game to try to find this child, and you finally find him, and then you kill him. And that is heartbreaking. That is really sad. And I guess I could have sided with the Institute, but just honestly, their ideology I don't agree with. I don't agree with their point of view. I think that it's bullshit. And they kept on saying how we're the future and we're going to do all these things. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you made robot people. Great. Fucking, what next? What's your next, like, I guess the idea was that you were going to use them as slaves to try to rebuild society at a more efficient pace. But even then, that's subject to a lot of stuff that's not going to pay. Like, I mean, they clearly are capable of free will. What's to say that they don't decide to just stage an uprising, and now not only is the entire world destroyed, now you've got a bunch of synthetics trying to kill everyone, and yeah, turns out now the world's just populated by synthetics. No more people. Like, that could have really backfired. So, I don't know. I think that it was subject to a lot of holes in the system and the idea. But yeah, I don't know. I thought the story was good overall. I think it was one of the stronger main quest storylines of a Fallout game, at least of the three I've played. I mean, I'd say that pound for pound I like New Vegas the most, but I think its main storyline... Actually, no, never mind. 3 is probably the least interesting. I liked the father-son aspect of it, that you're trying to find your dad, and I liked listening to 3 Dog and updates and stuff, and I don't know, I felt like there was a lot of pathos to that, and I thought it was really cool. But, at the end of the day, it's a very prototypical storyline. It's just like, oh, dad's gone, gotta go find him, just want to find my dad, that whole deal. So it's probably the least original and interesting storyline. This had a very similar, like, basis of it, as you're trying to find your son, but the idea behind it, how your son was taken, that's the part that's really interesting, and the mystery behind the Institute to start off the game. Like, the first 3/4 of it, really, was really intriguing, and added sort of a sense of, you know, ominous, ominaity? I don't know. I don't think that's the right way of saying that, but you get what I mean. It's just kind of creepy, almost. The idea that, like, these people, these things are taking human beings in the middle of the night and then replacing them. That's fucking psychotic. I mean, it's like, what was that Kurt Russell movie? The Thing, or whatever? Just, I don't like it. Yeah, I think in retrospect, I'm glad that I chose to go with the Railroad on this. I think overall, pound for pound, they had the most noble cause. They didn't really screw anybody else over at any point. The Brotherhood was just really like, it's our way or the highway, whereas the Railroad's just kind of like, we don't want you enslaving people. I mean, granted, these aren't like typical people, they're not organic people, but they have minds, they have ideas, and they have free will, and they have feelings. So even if they're programmed, it's kind of like, you know, it's hard to argue against it. My God, I am rambling and rambling. This is getting ridiculous. Look, my end opinion is this is a really good game. Fucking loved it. Really, truly enjoyed it. And honestly, I hope you guys really enjoyed the playthrough. I'm going to be getting to some new things here pretty soon. It is January, and there's virtually fucking nothing happening in January, so I have a playthrough or two currently lined up. I'm going to try to get other things taken care of now. I have a couple playthroughs that have been going on for months before this. That this game has just made it really difficult to get to those as well. You know, when you start up an hour per episode sort of playthrough or somewhere in that region, it gets really difficult to go to other things as well. I mean, having more than one playthrough going when one of them is an hour long per episode, and it's as long as this one is, being 50 parts, that is rough. It is not easy to keep up. I don't know how other channels do this shit. It is fucking crazy how much time goes in this sort of thing. I don't know why I'm having a bitch fest about it, but basic point is that expect the other playthroughs to be done very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough, and yeah, that's about it. So if you did enjoy the playthrough, please be sure to like and subscribe and all that, and I will see you guys next time. There we go. Our place is fucking decimated, man. Quite the predicament. Okay, I got some potions. Ow.